What is your favorite quote from a fictional character? How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Winnie the Pooh. It's possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not weakness. That is life. Captain Jean-Luc Picard. Many that live deserve death. And some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them? Then do not be so quick to deal out death in judgment. Gandalf edit. Many have pointed out the missing ending, for even the very wise cannot see all ends. I never realized that that was also a part of the quote, so thank you all especially for making clear its significance to the meaning. Or the other favorite, so do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. To get back my youth I would do anything in the world, except take exercise, get up early, or be respectable. Lord Henry in the picture of Dorian Gray. You could fill this whole thread with Lord Henry. A cigarette is the perfect type of a perfect pleasure. It is exquisite, and it leaves one unsatisfied. What more can one want? The moment one sits down to think, one becomes all nose, or all forehead, or something horrid. Look at the successful men in any of the learned professions. How perfectly hideous they are. Except, of course, in the church. But then in the church they don't think. It is only the sacred things that are worth touching. Dorian. Lord Henry was the best thing about that book. The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Captain Jack Sparrow edit. Thanks for the awards. Also, as it turns out, it may not have been Captain Jack who said this, but it was still a fictional character. Honestly, it's the honest ones you need to look out for. You can always count dishonest people to be dishonest. What doesn't kill you usually succeeds in the second attempt. Mr. Krabs. Never half-ass two things. Whole-ass one thing. Ron Swanson, Parks and Recreation. This is the one I was looking for. Also really like there are two things I can't stand, lying and skim milk, which is water that's lying about being milk. Frozen yogurt. Be ice cream or be nothing. 0 stars. You are the celery of desserts. It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If you only draw wisdom from one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding others, the other elements and the other nations, will help you become whole. Uncle Iroh. Pride is not the opposite of shame, but its source. True humility is the only antidote to shame. Hawkeye, war isn't hell. War is war, and hell is hell. And of the two, war is a lot worse. Father Mulcahy, how do you figure that, Hawkeye? Hawkeye, easy, Father. Tell me, who goes to hell? Father Mulcahy, sinners, I believe. Hawkeye, exactly. There are no innocent bystanders in hell. War is chock full of them. Little kids, cripples, old ladies. In fact, except for some of the brass, almost everybody involved is an innocent bystander. MASH is so great. Makes you laugh for the entire episode, then hits you with a perfectly crafted social commentary that gets you emotional as hell. When you do things right, people won't be sure you've done anything at all. God, Futurama. You know, Hobbs, some days even my lucky rocket ship underpants don't help. Calvin. Given the pace of technology, I propose we leave the math to the machines and go play outside. Again, Calvin. Careful, we don't want to learn anything from this. Also, Calvin. If she were a spice, she'd be flour. Louise Belcher. If she were a book, she'd be 2 books. People. What a bunch of bastards. Roy from the It Crowd. I'm disabled. Roy. Death smiles at us all. All a man can do is smile back. Maximus Decimus Meridius, Gladiator. Some motherduckers are always trying to ice skate uphill blade. If you've got time to fantasize about a beautiful death, why not live beautifully until the end? A guy that likes strawberry milk. Something Vimes had learned as a young guard drifted up from memory. If you have to look along the shaft of an arrow from the wrong end, if a man has you entirely at his mercy, then hope like hell that man is an evil man. Because the evil like power over people, and they want to see you in fear. They want you to know you're going to die. So they'll talk. They'll gloat. #X200B, they'll watch you squirm. They'll put off the moment of murder like another man will put off a good cigar. #X200B, so hope like hell your captor is an evil man. A good man will kill you with hardly a word. Hashtag X200B, Terry Pratchett, Men-at-Arms. The trouble with having an open mind, of course, is that people will insist on coming along and trying to put things in it. Digger's all of his books were gold mines of wisdom and humor. Rest in peace, man. New Terry Pratchett. I will not say do not weep, for not all tears are evil. Gandalf. At the final parting, in the Grey Havens. Life is pain, Highness. Anyone who says different is selling something. One day you're going to look around and you're going to realize that everybody loves you, but nobody likes you. And that is the loneliest feeling in the world. BoJack Horseman. It gets easier every day, it gets a little easier, but you gotta do it every day, that's the hard part. But it does get easier. Jogging Baboon. For context, throughout this season BJ is trying to improve himself, including by running, but always ducks it up. You see this old dude jogging by his house several times. In the last episode, after more horrible fuck up, BJ tries jogging again and collapses pee quickly. The old jogging dude stops to help BJ up and says this. Why, but, as someone who has struggled with mental health a lot, this it always gets me. I remember a similar interaction in the last episode. BoJack and Todd talking about if BoJack will relapse into alcoholism again. BoJack, I'm trying to set little goals for myself. Like, in a couple months, I'll beat my record for being sober. Todd, nice. BoJack, yeah, so that's something to aim for. After that. Todd, after that, you'll beat your record again. Every day you'll set a new record. BoJack, sure, but it's easy now, in jail. I don't have to make any choices for myself. I worry about what's gonna happen when I get out. What if I relapse again? Todd, then you'll get sober again. BoJack Horseman is one of my favorite shows on TV, because we all see just a little bit of ourselves in BoJack. But we hate that we do, and we want to get better. In this world, there are two kinds of people, those with loaded guns and those who dig. You dig. Blondie, the good, the bad, and the ugly. That entire movie is just one giant. I prefer, after shooting a man dead who was monologuing, if you're going to shoot, shoot. Don't talk. Tuco. I don't see what's so terrific about creating people as people and then getting upset cause they act like people. Anyway, if you stop telling people it's all sorted out after they're dead, they might try sorting it all out while they're alive. Adam Young, Good Omens, and many more from Sir Terry, although I do like Gaiman as well. I have never tried that before, so I think I should definitely be able to do that. Pippi Longstocking. From Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, you'd better be prepared for the jump into hyperspace. It's unpleasantly like being drunk. What's so unpleasant about being drunk? You ask a glass of water. The ships hung in the sky in much the same way that bricks don't never fails to make me smile. There's no such thing as a painless lesson. Sacrifices are necessary. You can't gain anything without losing something first. Edward Elric. Just do one thing or the other, don't try to be two people at once. Arthur Morgan. Don't half-ass two things, whole-ass one thing. R. Swanson. This town needs an enema. Jack Nicholson, Batman 89. I was their number one son, and they treated me like number two. The Penguin. It ain't about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Rocky Balboa. The full from start to finish really hammers this home. Love this movie. More and more civilization, what a damn mess we're making of things. Arthur Morgan. I wish things were different. But it weren't us who changed. If we can hit that bullseye, the rest of the dominoes will fall like a house of cards. Checkmate. Earth's greatest hero. I don't pretend to understand Brannigan's Law, I merely enforce it. Brannigan's Law is like Brannigan's love, hard and fast. Kif, I have made it with a woman. Inform the men. Therese, some good in this world, Mr. Frodo. And it's worth fighting for. Sam, LOTR, Two Towers. If you run into an asshole in the morning, you ran into an asshole. If you run into assholes all day, you're the asshole. Raylan Givens edit, holy shit, this was well received. Thanks for the stickers, y'all. Justified is my favorite show of all time and I can't recommend it highly enough.